Lions TV. What an absolute way to start the week after the shit show that was Queen's Park Rangers on Saturday, where we didn't muster a shot until the 70th minute and Joe Edwards put a right wing back on up front. I think we all could do with a pickup, and we've got it. What a way to win the fans back, as Joe O'Mara just said on the Lions TV WhatsApp group. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Millwall are set to sign Michael Obafemi on loan from Burnley until the end of the season. The 23-year-old was born in Ireland but raised in London, becomes Joe Edwards' second signing in a few days, and two really, really strong statements of intent from Edwards. I haven't done a post-match analysis. That was going to come tonight. However, seems like it's a little bit pointless now, and we'll focus on the positives and not look back. We can look forward, but I'll incorporate that into this show as well a little bit, because of course it massively, well, no strikers really, but it sort of hinged on what we had up front Saturday. The club have gone out. I think someone said this to me, this might have been last week, and I didn't really pay much attention to it, to be honest, but it has happened, and it's a really, really good signing as far as I'm concerned. Let's look at Obafemi's record down the years in his history. 23 years old, born in Ireland, as I said, but moved to London as a kid, where he played for Chelsea and Arsenal youth teams, amongst others. And then it was at Leyton Orient, where he was then taken by Southampton. And for 3 years, he played for the Saints, only scoring 4 goals in 32 games. But he must have been very young at that point. On to Swansea then, where he really made his name, scoring 15 goals for them in his time there. And that's what persuaded and caught the eye of Burnley. But I've just watched some videos on him on YouTube. I always say I don't know too much about other teams' players, but I do know about Obafemi because he is a player that I like. He is strong, powerful, he's quick, he's direct with his running, but he's also quite Bradshaw-esque, where he follows things in and he's in the right place at the right time. But if you go onto YouTube and have a look, you see all the goals, or some of them, that he scored for Swansea. And he does seem like an all-round type striker. He's not a big striker, okay? And someone just said on the group chat as well that we signed a striker with similar stature to Nisbet and Bradshaw. I would say he's got some fantastic Bradshaw traits and none that Nisbet have. That's not a dig at Nisbet. And I feel, to be fair, that the shit that Nisbet got, I mean, someone put that on YouTube, get Kevin Nisbet out of our club on one of my YouTube videos. I do feel that's very unfair on Nisbet. It wasn't his fault we lost the game. He was, and as our strikers always are, starved of a little bit of service. When he has had the ball, I've said Nisbet's the type of striker where I think it would suit him to play up front in a 2. He likes to drop deep, receive the ball. He has got good feet. And yes, you know, he's new to the club-ish, having come in the summer, off the back of a long-term injury previous to that when he was at Hibs. And he's had injuries as well since he's been at our club. So maybe he's not fully firing, but I have said he does look a little bit off the pace. And maybe, you know, the whole pace of English football in general is just a bit too much for him, because he seems like he wants too much time on the ball sometimes. But I do think that Nisbet's a tidy striker, and he scored goals. He scored 6 goals this season, so he can finish. However, I think, especially after Saturday when he got yanked for Longman, that definitely Bradshaw is the preferred striker now. And Joe Edwards, in his short time at the club, has said, yeah, Bradshaw's my main man. I love Brad, as you know, that scored 17 goals last season, but he is 31 years old and he is currently injured. And the amount of work that Bradshaw does is very difficult for any footballer on a striker to do that twice a week. And I think that's showed there with his injury he's currently got with his hamstring. So we do need to look a little bit more at the long term. I like 2 strikers, right? I'm old school, a bit like Kenny. I like the 4-4-2, etc., etc. That it seems to be a dead thing in football now. So as much as we'll all go, oh yeah, get another striker in, and then look, they're going to partner this one. Is he going to play? I think the way Joe Edwards is going to play, from what I've seen and what I'm reading between the lines, we will now always play with one striker. And I'm not a great lover of that, but I do feel that you can do it if you've got the right type of striker. I looked at QPR Saturday. Yes, they wasn't fantastic. That's nothing against QPR. They did beat us. They was the better side in the second half by far. But that Armstrong, he was the sort of striker I thought, he's the sort of striker we need. He's big, he's powerful, he'll receive the ball to feet, and he'll drive through by himself, getting defenders turning towards their own goals. And I do feel that Obafemi is definitely that type of striker. He's very, very broad. He's an absolute tank. Not the tallest, but if you look at them Swansea goals, he has scored a few headers in there, and it's a really, really exciting signing as far as I'm concerned. People ask me in the week, what do I think we'll do in this window, or who do I think we'll get? And I said, well, Joe Edwards has said he wants a striker, and I think he'll go sort of similar to Tanganga. He'll go in for a young Premier League loanee. Now, Obafemi is not really that. He is young, yes. He is Premier League, yes. But he originally joined Burnley on loan from Swansea after, as I said, scoring a few good goals for Swansea and catching the eye. It was originally a loan, which was then made permanent. I've done a little bit of sifting for that. It did seem to be in the region of £4 million. But you know what happens? These clubs go up like Burnley did, and they'll grab this one, this one, this one, and then you could end up sort of rotting in the resis, which seems to have happened to Obafemi. So it's a move back to London for him, and it's a very good move for him. It's over a chance, as I said, to come home and listen, we're going to welcome him with open arms. Of course we are. We would have done that before Saturday anyway, but this is really now has sort of got a bit between our teeth, and the excitement for this is going to fly. That's why I'm sitting in this seat right now. One last thing. It's probably more, but I'll just go one last thing for now, because I'm sure I'll bring you more on this when he does sign. It's come from Fabrizio Romano. Here we go. It come from the very top. He actually nicked that saying off me, but let's not go into that now. There it is, confirmed by Fabrizio, the main man. That's like Richard Cowley's Jesus, Fabrizio Romano's God. And this time as well, we did manage to spell Millwall right, because when we signed Tanganga, if you don't know, he didn't, and more people were worried that he spelled our name wrong than the Tanganga that we were signing. So Obafemi's in. One last thing, I promise you, it's from Burnley. I've just thought, oh, hang on, Burnley, Zian Fleming. I mean, it's just hope that Burnley haven't been watching Zian Fleming and we've only been watching Obafemi. But this could be a little bit optimistic and hopeful from me. Could there be a deal to be done at the end of the season? Obafemi comes in, sets the world alight. Okay, Zian Fleming picks up with Obafemi playing alongside him. Any chance of that 15 million still? How about at the minute I'd give you a tenner to take Zian Fleming as long as we got Obafemi as well. But who knows? Definite, potential connections there is in my mind. But as we know, I'm not all the ticket. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I will bring you more on it when he signs, which is 99.9% certainly going to happen if it's come from Fabrizio Romano. But this is Millwall Football Club, and as we know, things can change. But as it stands, Michael Obafemi, a 23-year-old striker that Burnley bought from Swansea for £4 million after he scored a lot of goals in the Championship, started his career at Southampton, so he's got good pedigree, youth career, Chelsea, Arsenal, it's all there. He's a good striker, Republic of Ireland International, and he looks like he's set to sign for Mill on loan until the end of the season. And we can all start smiling again. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.